September 2022. Japan just spent billions of dollars defending its currency. Not from an attack, not from speculators trying to crash it. They were defending it from getting too weak. Here's the strange part. 6 months earlier, they were doing the exact opposite. Actively trying to make it weaker. So which one is it? Do they want a strong yen or a weak yen? The answer is going to sound insane. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's back up. Most people think a strong currency is good. Your money buys more. Imports get cheaper. You feel richer when you travel. That's true, if you're a person. But if you're a country, a strong currency can quietly destroy you. Here's why. Let's say you make cars in Japan. You sell one in America for $30,000. When the yen is weak, 140 yen to the dollar, you bring home 4,200,000 yen. But when the yen strengthens to 100 yen to the dollar, that same car, same price, only brings home 3 million yen. You just lost 30% of your revenue, and you didn't change a thing. Now scale that across every export. Electronics, machinery, steel. Your entire economy just became less competitive. Not because you got worse, because your money got stronger. This is the trap. A strong currency makes your exports expensive. Expensive exports mean fewer sales. Fewer sales mean factories close. Jobs disappear. Growth stalls. And here's the kicker. Your competitors are paying attention. If your currency strengthens while theirs stays weak, they win. You lose. So countries don't just tolerate weaker currencies. They engineer them. How? Simple. You print your own currency and use it to buy someone else's. Flood the market with your money. Supply goes up. Value goes down. China did this for decades. The People's Bank printed yuan and bought trillions of US dollars. Result? The yuan stayed cheap. Chinese exports stayed cheap. Factories stayed open. American manufacturers screamed. European factories shuddered. But the math was bulletproof. A weaker yuan meant China could undercut everyone. And they did. But it wasn't just about exports. There's a second reason countries love weak currencies. And this one's even more uncomfortable. Debt. Japan has a debt to GDP ratio over 250%. That should be catastrophic. But here's the trick. Almost all of it is yen denominated. Owed in their own currency. When the yen weakens, the real weight of that debt shrinks. Inflation does the rest. It's not default. It's not austerity. It's erosion. Silent. Invisible. Effective. You're making your money worth less, which makes your debts worth less. All without missing a single payment. Now here's where it gets dangerous. If one country does this, it works. If everyone does it at the same time, you get a war. Not with guns. With printing presses. Switzerland tried to stop the franc from getting too strong. They printed francs, bought euros by the truckload. It worked. Until 2015, when they gave up. The franc shot up 15% in minutes. Traders lost billions. Brokers went bankrupt in hours. But if everyone's trying to devalue at the same time, someone's currency has to go up. Usually. Whoever looks safest. The dollar. The Swiss franc. Sometimes the yen. And that's the paradox. Which brings us back to Japan in 2022. For years, they wanted a weak yen. They got it. But then it collapsed too fast. Import costs exploded. Energy prices spiked. Inflation jumped. Suddenly, the weak currency they carefully engineered became a political disaster. They wanted weak. They got too weak. And here's the problem. There's no dial. No perfect setting. You don't get to choose exactly how weak your currency is. You push, it moves, sometimes too much. Now here's the part that should bother you. All of this, the money printing, the interventions, the rate cuts, it's not controversial. It's policy. Endorsed by central banks. Discussed at G7 meetings. Taught in economics courses. And it only works if most people don't understand it. Because the second the public realizes their government is intentionally making their money worth less, the politics get ugly. You can't run for office saying, "We're making you poorer in dollar terms so Toyota can sell more cars." So they use different words. Quantitative easing. Accommodative policy. Exchange rate flexibility. Same thing. Nicer packaging. The irony? Everyone knows everyone else is doing it. It's not a secret. It's just not said out loud. Central bankers nod at each other across conference tables. They all get it. They just don't explain it in plain language. Because if they did, people might ask why. And here's the real problem. This game has no exit. Once you start weakening your currency to stay competitive, you can't stop. Because stopping means falling behind. It's a treadmill. And no one can afford to step off. So we're left with this. Japan, a country that spent decades trying to weaken the yen, suddenly spending billions to stop it from falling. Not because the plan changed, because they lost control of the speed. And if Japan, one of the most disciplined, strategic economies on Earth, can lose control, what does that say about everyone else? Here's the question no one's answering. If every major economy is trying to devalue, and no one can stop without losing, what happens when the whole system runs out of room to go?